One player nearly clinched a Super Bowl with a fractured fibula, while another cut off his injured finger to stay in the game. These are the NFL warriors who battled through pain for glory. 1. Terrell Owens.
You have to be addicted to bettering yourself, not for anybody else or anything else. You have to be addicted to bettering yourself.
Terrell Owens, who single-handedly nearly won a Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles while playing through a fractured fibula, sustained his injury in mid-December, leading up to the Eagles' playoff run, when Cowboy safety Roy Williams took him down with a nasty horse-collar tackle. To make matters worse for Owens and the Eagles, it wasn't just the fractured fibula that he had to contend with. He also severely sprained his ankle, which is a beast to deal with in and of itself. This was a devastating blow to an organization that had lost 3 consecutive NFC title games and had brought Owens in as the missing piece to get them over the hump, especially considering that the team was sitting at 13-1 on the back of T.O.'s 77 catches, 200 yards, and 14 touchdowns. The team, however, rallied around their injured star and made it to the Super Bowl, and Owens decided that he had to at least try and play. And oh boy, play he did. He played 86% of the team's offensive snaps and caught 9 passes for 122 yards, leading all receivers. The Eagles ultimately came up just short, but it was through no fault of Owens, who, according to Randall Gay, the Patriot tasked with covering Owens for a large chunk of the game, looked like he didn't lose a step at all. 2. Ronnie Lott. The legend of Ronnie Lott is one of the largest in football, and it should be. Lott was an incredible defensive back over his 14-season career. The Hall of Famer twice led the league in interceptions, while maintaining an even stronger reputation as a hard hitter. Receivers and running backs feared Lott whenever they were in his vicinity, but he could withstand pain just as much as he could give it out. In 1986, Lott's San Francisco 49ers were facing off with the New York Giants in the wildcard round of the playoffs. Lott suffered a catastrophic injury to his right pinky, and rather than waiting for it to heal, he just had the tip of his finger amputated. Lott played in that week's game against the Giants, but the Niners fell 17-3. Interestingly, while Lott continues to be celebrated for his decision, he didn't live without regrets. After the season, he told the Associated Press, "We're becoming gladiators. If I ever become a coach, I hope I never lose sight of the fact that players are people. They feel, they have emotions. We rightfully celebrate these incredible feats, but shouldn't lose sight of the sacrifices many of them made to step on the field and help their teammates." 3. Mark Bavaro. Mark Bavaro, the New York Giants' quintessential tough-as-nails tight end, showcased his unmatched resilience during a memorable clash against the New Orleans Saints in Week 4 of the 1986 season. The injury occurred early in the game as Bavaro was carrying the team forward. Following a reception, a helmet-to-mouth collision brought him down, immediately signaling the severity of the injury. Bavaro's jaw was broken, and several teeth were lost in the process. For most people, that would mean game over, right? But not for Bavaro. Even with his jaw all wired up and probably in a lot of pain, he didn't sit out for long. He came right back in the same game. Imagine that. Your jaw's broken, you're probably sipping dinner through a straw, but you still decide to play football. That's exactly what Bavaro did, and boy, did he play. He caught 7 passes for 110 yards and even scored a touchdown. His touchdown was a big deal, making the score 17-10, and suddenly the Giants were back in the game, all thanks to Bavaro's incredible toughness. The fans went wild seeing him come back like a superhero. It's like he showed everyone what it means to be really tough. 4. Jason Witten. Jason Witten, the Dallas Cowboys' legendary tight end, was renowned for his unwavering toughness and durability. During a 2012 preseason game against the Oakland Raiders, he suffered a devastating blow when linebacker Rolando McClain delivered a hard hit, resulting in a lacerated spleen. This serious injury cast significant doubt on Witten's availability for the crucial season opener, leaving the Cowboys without a key offensive weapon and leader. Despite the uncertainty and pain, Witten was determined to return. Shockingly, he made a rapid recovery and defied expectations by taking the field for the season opener against the New York Giants. While his performance that day may not have been his most statistically impressive, his mere presence on the field served as a tremendous inspiration to his teammates and embodied the unwavering spirit of the Dallas Cowboys. 5. Philip Rivers. Every sports fan knows the drill. When a player on your favorite team goes down with a knee injury, everyone's worried about one thing in particular, their ACL. It's almost routine for a few players around the league to miss an entire season. When they suffer from a torn ACL, it's a brutal injury with a long recovery timetable. That's what makes Philip Rivers' ability to play in the 2008 AFC Championship game for the San Diego Chargers so incredible. The Chargers would fall to the New England Patriots by a score of 21-12, but Rivers' performance was still impressive. In practice, just 6 days before the game, Rivers suffered a torn ACL and meniscus in his right knee. Both injuries themselves tend to cost a player an entire season. Yet when game day rolled around less than a week later, Rivers took the field for over 200 yards. He did throw a pair of interceptions, but managed to lead 4 scoring drives and keep the game close down to the wire. It's amazing he was even able to play at all, let alone lead a competitive team in the playoffs. 6. Jack Youngblood. The Los Angeles Rams were one win away from the Super Bowl, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers stood in their way. A strong, well-rounded team had talent on both sides of the ball. Their defense was built around a strong front seven, led by defensive end Jack Youngblood. In the NFC Championship game, the All-Pro played every defensive snap in a bruising contest where the Bucs were held scoreless with just 181 yards from scrimmage. Oh, did I forget to mention, he broke his leg. That's right, Youngblood broke his left leg in the lead-up to the game, but refused to miss a play. He grimaced in pain just putting on his socks before and after the contest, but still found a way to take the field. Sadly, the league did not record tackle or sack statistics, so we don't have any individual numbers to cite, but it's hard to argue with the total defensive performance. Regardless, one thing is clear. Youngblood pulled off one of the gutsiest games in league history to help the Rams reach their first Super Bowl in franchise history. 7. Donovan McNabb. McNabb and the Eagles were against the Arizona Cardinals. 3 plays into the game, McNabb was taken down by safety Adrian Wilson for the sack. The quarterback got up slowly and appeared to be injured, holding his right leg. He was taken to the locker room and diagnosed with a sprained ankle, and after a brief stay and the application of some medical tape, he marched right back out onto the field just 1 series later. McNabb then proceeded to play the entirety of the game, leading his team to victory on the strength of 255 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an 80% completion rate. Tough to do much better than that. After the game, it was revealed that McNabb had actually put together that masterful performance on a broken ankle. Absolute insanity. To make the feat even more impressive, he then rushed back at the end of the year after the Eagles qualified for the playoffs, despite having initially been ruled out for the entire season, and he led the Eagles to a playoff victory. Talk about a quarterback who can suck it up and play through injury. 8. Ben Roethlisberger. He was not too dissimilar from someone like Gronk, a big hulking dude who takes all sorts of hits and requires multiple guys to bring him down. But with that also came a slew of nagging injuries that Ben had to overcome and play through. And it seemed like every time the Steelers really needed him, he could still deliver. There may be no better example of Ben doing so than in January of 2016 during a playoff game with their vaunted rivals, the Cincinnati Bengals. Roethlisberger was sacked in the 4th quarter and sent into the locker room. It was believed that he went down with an AC sprain, something that made it extremely painful and challenging to throw the ball. Yet there he went, storming back out there with the rest of the offense on Pittsburgh's final drive, which ultimately proved to be of the game-winning variety. All this was largely due to a clutch 4th down completion by Ben to keep the drive alive. 9. Chris Sims. On September 24, 2006, the Tampa Bay quarterback briefly was removed from a game against Carolina after taking several big hits. But Sims returned to the game and even led a scoring drive. He was playing through obvious physical distress. After the game, Sims was rushed to the hospital where it was discovered he had a ruptured spleen. He underwent emergency surgery to have the spleen removed. After the fact, Sims said he lost 5 pints of blood and that doctors said the injury could have been fatal if he had gone 45 more minutes without treatment. 10. Larry Wilson. Wilson's grit and determination made him a standout player, and nowhere was this more evident than in a 1965 game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Fate dealt Wilson a painful blow during a Halloween match against the New York Giants when he broke both his hands on separate plays. A lesser player might have taken time off to recover, but Wilson wasn't about to sit out. He bandaged up his broken hands and suited up for the next game against the Steelers. Opposing quarterback Bill Nelson knew about Wilson's injuries but still feared his knack for interceptions. Lying awake the night before the game, Nelson later admitted, "I was thinking there was no way he could catch one, but I knew he was going to get one." Nelson's fears proved well-founded. Despite his heavily bandaged hands, Wilson intercepted a pass, cradling it against his chest, and managed a gutsy 35-yard run. His interception helped secure a win for the Cardinals. Though Wilson later needed surgery and missed 4 games, the image of him intercepting a pass with broken hands solidified his place in NFL history as a symbol of unmatched toughness and dedication.